Good morning, everyone. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Talk Show. I am your host, Rochelle Slay Queen Hemingway, the CEO and founder of Slay to Success. What is Slay to Success? It is an image consultant service business. I am a certified image consultant, a personal brand expert, also a leadership expert, if you will, a three-time selling author. I've got 3 books here, 2 of them in my hand. Elevate Your Image here, and it's a personal brand strategies. Own Your Power for women over 40, about personal brand strategies as well as my coveted first book, Slay to Success, which is right here on this stand. And what is slay all about? Well, slay means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, to dream big and work hard until you own it. It is also an acronym. S stands for stay ready to be ready. L, lead out loud. A sense of community, a sense of family. And Y, you are built to last. And as a professional keynote speaker, and a 30-year United States Air Force veteran, you get 2 hoods today. I am here to empower yourself, elevate your mindset, see what success looks like for you. I help and support women professionals and organizations to achieve the professional success that they're looking for by helping them with impact and marketability. Okay. And we're going to be stepping into these personal brands, and that's how we're going to find our success. So if you are here today and you want to get a shout out, please put in the comments who you are and where you're streaming in from. I would love to share and to recognize you for being here live with me this morning. Y'all, I'm on fire this morning, if you will, okay, because I got my workout in, all right? Now, if you've come to this space and you've come to my pages, everyone knows that I'm a slay queen as well, because I love to work out. This morning, I did a 30-minute HIIT, which is a high intensity interval training workout on the treadmill with lots of sprinting, as well as a 30-minute HIIT with Heather Robertson on YouTube. If you don't know these individuals, well, the first one is Peloton, okay, because that's what I do, all right? I'm very much a Peloton person. I love their workouts. But anyway, I'm coming straight off of these workouts. So I am ready, okay? I am fired up. I am alert. I am excited about the conversation that we're going to have this morning. So this morning, okay, we're going to talk about personal branding leadership, okay? Because I know this to be true. Sometimes, all right, we think, oh, well, we don't know how to get noticed. We don't know about these opportunities. We want to make a difference in this world. Well, let me tell you about personal branding leadership. All right. Now, most of these things that I'm going to tell you is about my 30-year military career experiences in the United States Air Force. Okay. And personal branding leadership was one of my secret weapons. And I knew, okay, more than halfway in my career, all right, I started to recognize what was really happening for me. And I had to take a step back. And I saw that I was staying true to myself. I was showcasing my values. I was presenting a professional image, and I was consistently demonstrating my strengths. So I built a reputation of trust, resilience, and excellence. And now in this next chapter, that's exactly what I'm doing with Slay to Success. All right. So everyone we know wants to be a leader in their organization, their company, their business. All right. I have not came across anyone who said, I don't want to be a leader. The difficulties is how they showing up. They're really not showing up in their truest form, but the ability to get in front of people is so critical in today's ever-changing landscape. All right. Because everyone is out here on these social media streets, all right, because we have access to platforms that we didn't have 15, 20 years ago, even 30 years ago. Now we have access to all these platforms. So what are you doing with that? Well, people are fighting more than ever for, wait for it, attention. People are fighting for attention because it's becoming obvious more and more every day, all right, that we live in a 3-second world. You know what 3-second world is? All right, where our attention spans is resembling that of a goldfish or of a gnat. And people are wanting to know, how do I get opportunities? How do I get noticed? All right. Well, we're going to go over there some of the things that I found in my experience and my expertise and all the things and places I've been. Okay. So here's a statement that I'm just going to put out there. You either have it or you don't. You either have it or you don't. If you don't get attention fast and frequently enough, businesses, companies, people really don't survive in the environment that they are in. If you do, you must be so innovative and disruptive to keep it. Innovative and disruptive. Are you willing to put yourself out there? All right. And come with all the criticism, backlash that may come. All right. You must make a significant enough difference to stand out in a pool of similarity. All right. There's some 1,000,001 leadership gurus out there. All right. I'm taking a different approach. I'm talking about personal branding and I'm talking about image consulting. That's what I'm doing. But in the background, it is all about leadership. So the difference is more widely recognized in businesses and companies. If you're an entrepreneur like myself, and branding and marketing world is a differentiation. And this key detriment will be the topic of this article that I'm going to be speaking to. All right. Now, I have written down some notes. So it's so important. If you are here, oh, hey, Todd, my brother from another mother is here. Thank you for being here live. So, look, I'm preaching up to the choir. All right. But not everybody understands it. So I'm going to foot stomp this over and over again, because people are like, well, how you get opportunities? How you going to be over here speaking? How you get this job? I get all DMs all the time. Well, where are you going this week? Oh, well, I'm in my brand mode. All right, man. I got a strong personal brand that is speaking for itself. But I want you to understand that this is not a competition. If you are in competition mode, you ain't gonna make it, because there's 100,000,000,001 people out here, and that is not the strategy anymore. The strategy in this changing world that we live in today is you must differentiate yourself at all cost. You can't be the same person standing up in front of a group of people and saying the same things over and over again. All right, it's not enough to have a great product or a specific service that is phenomenal. It's not enough anymore. I've seen it. People are more distrustful than ever. That means that they are bombarded with messages and chat box and AIs at every interval. When you go and you scrolling through all your Facebooks and your Instagrams and your LinkedIns and so forth, people are just the same thing over and over again. You said, I'm in the airport lounge with crazy saying amen. That's right. Let them know, Todd. All right. That we talking about this because we have seen it. We're experiencing it firsthand, because people, they jealous. All right. They in our business. They want to know what is happening and going on. But I'm trying to let them know, don't be looking at me. Don't be looking at me. Look at what you got going on and see how you can create your strong brand in your space for the audience that you have. Okay. So safe travels too, Todd, because I know you moving. CLA is on the move as always. All right. So let's talk about the corporate world. Now, I came from the military world. Okay. But I have clients who are from the corporate world. And so what they're telling me is that now personal brands are fighting more than ever, and they're rising. People with personal brands are rising to the top. And just look at, I'm a music buff. Okay. I love all types of music, but look at Def Jams. Okay. There's record labels like Warner Brothers. All right. They aren't really the talking point anymore. You know who we talk about? We talk about Rihanna. We talk about Beyonce. We talk about 50 Cent. We talk about Jay-Z. All right. These individuals have created their own personal brand. And with the powerhouse like they have, all right, they're earning billions of dollars, and bringing home all these different accolades, and they're swaying the public for their opinion. Okay. They're swaying their opinion, and the public is taking it on. So, do you have a personal brand? And when it comes to personal brand leadership, what does this have to do with you? Well, let me tell you what happened. There were two things happened. One of them, COVID. Okay. COVID happened. And when COVID happened, it changed the public's perception of corporate brands, if you will. People left corporate space and they started their own business because they were tired. Okay. They found themselves in a world where everyone didn't know how to pivot. Businesses went out quickly because they didn't know what to do with themselves. They didn't know that if they didn't leverage AI, if they didn't leverage, some of the tools that are out there, that they were going to go under. And what people did was they took to the social media streets, right? A lot of us took to the social media streets. I didn't really come upon social media until after I retired. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. All right. I can change the narrative, or I can create a narrative for myself. And we can use these. And they have made some impact. I know that a lot of the world that I'm in, the people, the friends that I have in my space, we're making impact. And we have multiple touch points. And our opinions really matter because people are like, we want to hear more of what they got going on. What else is next? Oh my gosh. So you got either the people that are supporting you, that are in your circle, or the people who are looking at you side eye, like, what are you doing? Well, this is a new normal. The new normal is that we were creating our personal brands. All right. And with this new normal, it comes with a serious advancement in technology. And we have to leverage this technology in our favor, and our personal brands and entrepreneurs. We're able now to support the people and show incredible resilience. We're showing bravery. We're showing character in the face of what appeared to some as the end of the world. Okay. So that's one. COVID happened. Number two, people who were in corporate worlds were sent home. Okay. They were sent home. And then people were then like, you know what? If I'm at home, what can I do with my gifts and talents? I'm just not going to sit on them. So they created their personal brands, and then they gave people jobs. All right. How many people do you know who have started a business are now hiring people for them to actually do the work, so they don't have to go back to the typical 9 to 5, and it's a huge turnover. People will always be uncertain about the dangers. They will always be uncertain about risk. They don't want to take these risks anymore. And they found out that, you know what? If I'm going to be out here, and if as scary as it is, and I know no one else is really taking the risk, I'm going to step out and try to do it. And we'll find in different ways to make money, different streams of income. All right. And we're having newfound freedom. And people are like, you know what? I need to create a personal brand in this. So how does this work? All right. Let me just kind of step back for a second. Let me kind of gather my thoughts. Let me just share with you how this works. Establishing your personal brand leadership works on the job or out of the job. Okay. It is about commanding the space. And right now, it's attention. All right. A couple of components of personal brands leaders should be their brand story. Do you share your story of how you were, 10, 15 years ago, and then your journey to today? So people can see that stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum, and stuff doesn't happen overnight. And there are so many trials and tribulations along the way. If you're not able to share that, then you need to work on your personal brand leadership. All right. We also need to know, what's your mission? Who are you serving? and why you serving them. Who's your ideal client and your target market? These are all things that, as a person, okay, with a unique view of the world and knowing the purpose of our lives and what we're supposed to be doing with it. That's what people want to see, because what we've been through, what we've seen, or what we've been a part of, what we have learned, they can tell our story in about 30 seconds, right? And these stories, if you will, and our experience and our expertise, they turn into workshops. They turn into events. They turn into programs. All right. So I know I'm speaking this from self. I've created several workshops. Again, I'm writing books because what I've been through and what I've seen, and I am sharing the lessons learned so that for my market, to ideal client, they're women professionals, women who are looking to return back to work, women who are stepping into a leadership role, women who want to rebrand themselves in their next chapter. All right. And I've turned these things into workshops and events and programs. So what we possess is the need to add value. All right. The people that are in my closest circle, we possess the need to add value. We believe that we've been commissioned in a way to make a difference in the world in itself, whether it's in business, whether it's in companies, whether it's not in your job. And we serve and we are over delivering with excellence at all touch points. So it doesn't matter if I'm here on the platform or whether or not you experience me in person. I am the same person. You will see. It's the same old same. I wear pink because that's my color. All right. I say slay a lot because that's my word. All right. I really can't articulate at the highest level in any type of leadership position, and I can also articulate down to where people are at, and I meet them where they're at. So we have a preferred ideal client. We have an ideal client population that we serve, and we are not showing up the same old bland and just stale and pale. We are not showing up like that because that's no longer relevant. All right. And it's not sufficient for who we serving. So again, we are talking about personal brand leadership. I am your Slay Queen host, if you will. And so we're talking about personal brand leadership and how it shows up. So how does it show up in an organization? Well, it shows up when you have an employee or someone who's on the team who is easily distinguishable from the crowd. They know why he or she is there. Okay. They know where they came from and they know where they're going. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They don't need to be micromanaged. All right. And they're usually so deeply engrossed in their own personal, professional, and leadership development program that it is deeply personal to them. You can feel it, you can see it, you can sense it, you can hear it in whatever they're saying. So they're heads and shoulders above their peers that are in the organization. All right. And they are so intrinsically motivated and they have an empowered and optimistic outlook, and their performance is remarkable. All right. So, again, this is personal brand leadership and how it shows up in an organization when you have a team member or an employee or someone who is part of a large organization. They are very easily distinguishable from the crowd. And so that's what we're talking about today is, how does personal branding work? How does it work? And they will usually dress, okay, a few grades above their current position and assume extra responsibility. That was my MO for probably the last, I don't know, 15 years of my career. All right. I wanted to progress in the military. Yes. Was I a late bloomer? Yes. Did I hold rank for longer periods of time? Yes. I needed to be marinated a little bit more. I needed to learn more. But within that, I was always dressed to impress. I was always making sure that I was carrying myself in a certain way. I was making sure that I was articulating correctly, having information that was factual and relevant and up to date. And when somebody said, hey, here's an opportunity over here, I would be like, oh, okay, let me look at what I already got on a plate. And if I can handle one more thing, I'll just pick it up. But then I'll ask other people to help me because I'm just not going to, run myself into the ground. When you're in a long game, and everything that we do should be looked into as a long game. um there's a certain way that you have to go into it. You have to have kind of that steady beat. You can't just be going in there fast and hard sprinting the whole way through. You've got to pace yourself. And so, I was coachable. All right, I had a lot of mentors. I had some that would get into me really, really badly, but I knew their intentions and their heart was good. And then the others would kind of just be like, hey, you might want to consider this or that. And maybe I had some silent, I was a silent stalker. Okay. I had some people that I didn't ever, engage with, but I would watch them and see how they would move. Yes. All great points. Hopefully people take these free notes because what you are giving out for free can definitely make it easier to navigate this complex space. Have to run to my flight. Keep slaying. People are definitely watching, even if they stay silent. Yes, sir. Yes. And thank you so much. And yes, I will see you soon and have a safe trip, Todd, because I know you moving and grooving. So, and I respect your hustle. All right. Love you to the end. And I will see you when we see you. So when Todd comes in this space, y'all, he's one of my mentors. And I watch him from afar. We live very close to one another. But he understands what this is all about. And I'm giving y'all free stuff right here. These are nuggets. And I hope that you're catching on to some of this stuff because I don't normally just put stuff out there like that, like I am tonight today, but I feel like there needs to be a little bit more deeper discussion about personal branding leadership. All right. And so if you're eager to grow and you're usually in school or you're getting credentialed, and certifications without being told, I know for some of the ranks in the military, you have to have certifications or you have to have a degree. All right. And some people were told, hey, this is what you have to do, while others were like, no, I know what I need to do for myself and I'm just going to do it. And so they're shown, hey, this is where you can go, and they know how to do it, and they know where they want to go with that, and they're extremely open and they're growth minded. So we're talking about personal branding leadership. So how does it show up in your business or take the form of the CEO that many of us are? What shows up is someone who and it goes to great lengths to share. They understand your brand origin story. All right. Now, I'm going to share with you again, for those that are new to my space, how Slay to Success actually came to be. Slay to Success has been in the making since 2018. I know some people were like, well, she retired in 2021 from the military after serving 30 years, and Slay just kind of popped up on the scene. No, sorry. It didn't happen that way. 2018, I lost my airman. He had a battle with depression. And 3 days later, I went on a deployment to Jordan and Kuwait. I left and went there very heartbroken about his loss, didn't know exactly how to move. And then I remembered our conversations that we used to have. His favorite word was slay. His favorite artist was Beyonce. And I said, okay, what does slay mean? Let me look it up. Well, again, Urban Dictionary, for some of us that don't know, it means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, and to dream big and work hard until you own it. All right. And then I was like, well, okay, during this time, They called me and said, hey, we are going to put you up to be command chief. Command chief is the highest enlisted grade on any military installation, Air Force installation. And I said, oh, okay. So when I was selected, I was like, well, let me use SLAY. Okay, how can I use SLAY? Well, I broke it out into acronym. All right. So that was in 2018. Fast forward a few months before I retired, I wrote the book about my experiences in the Air Force. And I wrote about what SLAY means. And then from there, I created a business. I do a lot of professional keynote speaking. I do workshops. I do a whole lot of things. Okay. And so that is really the story. But what I saw was the need to bridge the gap, because there is a gap. Women who are in leadership roles, who are wanting to aspire to leadership roles, organizations who can't really figure out how to show up authentic and true to themselves. Now I share with them how to create a personal brand so you can do what you want to do. All right. And go where you want to go. And the opportunities are endless. So I can speak about it. I can write about it. I can market my viewpoints. There's very key differentiators. I'm asked to go to different places tomorrow. I'm leaving y'all to go to Philadelphia to go for a career day from a woman that I worked with when I was at Ellsworth. And we're going to see each other again. I haven't seen her since I retired. And I'm going to speak to 4th through 8th graders. I'm going to talk about my experience in the military. And so I'm wrapping my story around all these opportunities. And I am using the energy that I create every day by working out, because I'm not ashamed to tell y'all I'm in really great shape. All right. I'm almost 52 years old and I hold my own. All right. And so when you have that energy and you're ready to do some incredible things and make a difference in this world, you can feel the electricity of passion. All right. There's always this electrifying energy that people want to know, how do you get that? And all right, on top of that, I changed my wardrobe. So many people have asked me, oh, wow, how'd you get to this point? Well, I said I wanted to create this persona. I wanted to be inspiring. I wanted to be hopeful. I wanted my story to be out there. And so we are constantly looking at ways to put ourselves out there and grab the attentions of others. And so I'm positioning myself. If anyone knows, they have seen what I'm doing, I am positioning myself as a viable option, as opposed to being the best kept secret. There are a lot of best kept secrets out here. And now I'm helping other women to not be the best kept secret. So when we completely believe in what we are servicing, and never feel like that we're selling, all right, and nor does it feel like that ever, that's when you know that you're in your personal branding leadership world or energy or path, if you will. So I'm always constantly talking about authenticity. I'm talking about passion. I'm obsessed with what I'm doing. Charismatic, convincing, persuading, and capable. All right. And I'm very transparent about my shortcomings and my failings in my life. I'm very transparent about it. I know that a lot of people can't speak to what they have done because they don't want people to think a certain way about them. But I share all my missteps. I share, examples of going into a conversation and not realizing and reading the room, and it cost me several opportunities within seconds. It wasn't minutes, within seconds, because I wasn't understanding what I was speaking to. And so, I used to weigh 200 pounds. All right. And that in itself, because I fluctuated with my weight for first 10 years of my career, and I got lots of paperwork for it, because in the military they don't play that. And so when I got lots of paperwork for not making my weight goals, all right, it's because I wasn't putting in the work and I was not paying attention to what I was putting in my mouth. And I thought that I could do the same thing as somebody else, and they had a different metabolism, different body, different genes, all the things. But it was a learning mode for me. I took all those lickings, okay, and then I said, well, how do I create a different way for me? And I took control of what I was doing. But yes, even in when I was a first sergeant, I made a lot of mistakes that some careers, unfortunately, there was a few careers that because I didn't all know all the policies and the information and all the things that go into that, that they got redirected in a certain way. And I had to figure out how to get them back on track because of something, a decision that I made. So we all have shortcomings and failings in our lives. So we need to be sharing that. And this is things that we share is endearing to our audiences, and they can be deemed as trustworthy. So we turn our losses into lessons. Okay. Our losses are into lessons and our perceived obstacles as opportunities. All right. So I'm more of a cheerful person. I don't know. There are times when I can get upset like anybody else. But for the most part, I'm a very easygoing and happy person. And I put people over profits or money any day, because that is not my mission. I have more of a ministry, I have more of a movement that I'm creating. All right. This is a mission for me. And I value, people more than I do validations. All right. And I'm not afraid to take the unpopular viewpoint. All right. Some people don't know how to share in a way where you can put your opinions out there, but giving people an insight to how you think and how your perspectives have been is so important. All right. And we have to be in alignment with our MVPs. Our MVPs are our morals, our values, and our principles. So we have to be able to help others. All right. When we have a personal brand and we're doing the leadership part of it, and we have to believe in team spirit and success, and we got to lead by example. Okay. And here, a few ways you can start doing this is being very self aware, being aware of what you're putting out there, being aware how you move. Okay. And paying attention. When you're talking and people are not being receptive and they're not responding, or if they got one eyebrow up and you're like, I don't know what's happening here, you need to check yourself. Okay. Check yourself to make sure that you are providing information or communicating in a certain way where people are like, oh, okay, I see her authenticity in this. I understand what they mean. And, they're doing a lot of head nodding instead of just staring blank at you and going, what are we talking about right now? All right, you got to regulate your emotions. I've been in places where people are banging fists and yelling for no reason at all because they didn't know how to talk. They didn't know how to communicate. All right, so we got to check our behaviors and be able to regulate our emotions and our moods. All right, people don't know what you've been walking out of, and then you go in and walk into it in a space, and then you're angry at everybody, and you're yelling at everybody, and you're kicking down chairs and all that other stuff. So regulate yourself. All right, emotional intelligence. I talk about this all the time. If you don't know about emotional intelligence, read Emotional Intelligence 2.0. All right, and then lastly, are you true or are you a robot? Okay, so this world is changing. All right, and it's already changed tremendously over the years, and there's no signs of returning back to what it used to be. All right, and in any way, shape, size, standards. Therefore, with these new obstacles, they come with new opportunities, and with new situations come with new solutions. And personal brand leadership is an asset. It is a tool. It could be used in and out of our businesses, organizations, offices. All right. Because we want to become a magnet. so we can get these opportunities. All right. And we want to become full blown. We want to be known, all right, in our careers. We don't want to be slow and we have no growth and we're not noticeable. So personal brand leadership can help entrepreneurs. It can help professionals. It can help emerging leaders to grow visibility, to grow credibility, and profitability. And that's the lane that I work in. All right. I work with my clients all the time to help them to do that. And you're going to turn your competence into confidence. And you're going to go from the best kept secret to the only viable option. OVO, the only viable option. You're the one that people see right away. You're the one that are like calling and saying, hey, we got an opportunity. All right. And personal brand leadership can help any person to see their significance. It's all inclusive, it's equitable, it's ethically charged, and it's empowering. So people feel a new level of comfortability in their own skin when they sense that their culture, their beliefs, their strengths, their weaknesses are assets as opposed to liabilities. Okay. So I encourage all of you to brand you and not what you do per se. People begin to view themselves as partners in a new way of being. All right. And when you are working in your personal brand leadership, it's an incredible turning point in the lives of those that are somewhat less fortunate. All right. I don't want anybody to be left out of the American dream. Okay. So that is what we're talking about today is personal brand leadership and using it as a tool. And I just given you several different things. I draw all kinds of things with y'all today. And so make sure you listen to all of my Slay to Success videos on my YouTube channel and you subscribe because you don't want to miss anything. Y'all can binge watch my YouTube channel for days. There's probably over 150 videos in there that I have loaded up that I've done over the past few years. And so this has been the Rise and Slay Morning Show with your host, Rochelle Slay Queen Hemingway. If you want more information on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, you can always go to www.slaytosuccess.com. Okay. Or you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn every day. So all my LinkedIn friends, thank you for joining me and listening in. On my Facebook, which is mostly my family and friends, how you doing? And for my YouTube channel subscribers, thank you so much for being here with me today. Keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. Bye-bye.